Greetings, mech warriors. Look at this beautiful giant robot. Don't we love our giant robots? This is the Panther 10K. And I've got a whole lot of gameplay clips here for you. But to start off, let's take a look at the loadout. This is a extremely heavily quirked mech, which is probably why I love it. Look at that. 30% less energy heat. This is actually so big with energy weapons where heat is normally the limiting factor. I think I'm going to talk a little bit just about heat in general in MWO right now. It's sort of like mana in other games. So if you want to maximize your damage potential through a match with energy weapons, you essentially have to just make sure you're always regenerating heat. You're never zero heat. If you could be above zero the whole match and hitting all your shots, you would essentially maximize your damage with energy weapons. And that's the reason that I've specifically gone for these PPCs over ER PPCs that are the same weight. And I've seen a lot of people using these. I mean, this is not a very common mech, but you know, you might be tempted to choose this, but that heat of 12 base versus a heat of 7 base, you know, look, I'm only getting 2.73. I could be getting so much more benefit from the PVC, but really what happens is I can fire almost twice as many shots before overheating here, and that means that the potential damage with the PPCs is way higher. So an PPC, it'll be a lot easier to achieve your maximum potential of essentially keeping your heat meter up the whole match and firing and hitting stuff at a good range, but the maximum potential damage is going to be way lower. And given the armor quirks on this thing, I just, I want to try to utilize that range. What I really love about this build, I mean, think about this for a second too. This 20 damage little pling that you get here, you could have a Kodiak that has 4 clan PPCs and just even a Shadowcat with 2 clan PPCs. That's doing 15 damage for PPC total. That's a lot more damage. That's 1.5 times as much. That's practically twice as much, really. Like almost, like I have to hit 1.5 times as many shots as a Shadowcat to get the same amount of damage. And compared to a Kodiak, I have to hit 3 times as many shots to get the same amount of damage with this mech. But then you get the speed, you get the arm mount mobility with the snapshots, and the question is, can you put yourself in a position where you can rain down fire uncontested? And that turns into the game plan of this mech, right? Like, if you need to be able to do damage with these things, essentially the game becomes finding these positions where you can sort of spam uncontested. And then if you think about the total gameplay result of that, in a game where you're really contributing to the win, you might be doing something like shutting down an area of attack because people don't want to push through somewhere where they know they're just going to be taking plings over and over again uncontested, right? They don't want to go that direction. So that could be a major influence that you're having that's probably not going to be reflected in the score of damage dealt necessarily, but I think that's how you could have a big impact on the overall victory on this game, is by occupying really annoying spots, forcing bigger mechs to back off because they can't really return fire against you, getting into spots where you can just punish people for where they are. So that's the game plan with this. You're gonna have to shoot a lot of times to get decent damage with this, but it's a real skill check, and that's why I love playing it, because you get to shoot a lot. You have to shoot a lot. So I've got 9 clips for you here of gameplay in this mech, and I'm just gonna jump right into them. And I think we're going to record some stats about each one. We're going to talk a little bit about what I did well and what I did bad. I'm hoping I won't have to go through the whole thing. Let's talk a little bit about the map first. I don't know that much about this new map, but my goal as a light here is going to be try to get some scouting information. It's really scary to peek as a light because you can just get totally one-shot with heavy gas or whatever, but the team needs information, and if we use our mobility, it will be hard for them to land those shots. But not knowing the map, I'm going to be exploring a little bit. Looks like I'm trying to poke at some angles. So I will just say, minor thing of myself, standing behind cover and poking back and forth out as a light is maybe not the safest way, because using your movement is a big way that you avoid taking a lot of damage. The hit reg makes that more fun. Look, I like what I'm doing here. I think I've found some enemies. And it looks like I found some more enemies. So I just want to say, I probably was tempted to like try to get some shots like that, but I'm like, let's make sure they don't push around here because I see the team's weak. And also probably I'm expecting the team to rotate in, but look how far away these guys are, huh? That's pretty far back. They're not going to be engaged in this skirmish, so I don't want to get overly engaged here. I don't want to take a lot of damage, but I do want to start getting these free shots off. Looks like I take a couple, a miss, but I think I'm calling out a lot of enemies coming in there, which is good too. But here it looks like I think I remember I chicken out. I chicken out quite a bit. Like, let's think about the angles here. So I'm working my way up here, and I'm going to be blocking my line of sight into the enemies down here with this giant rock, unfortunately. And then I'm going to end up relocating back here. It's really bad. This whole maneuver is costing me like at least a full minute of potentially shooting. We can see I've got a teammate here. I don't know what his health is. I don't think I'm going to press Q and find out, but you can see here I'm noticing that, oh crap, I've completely blocked my angle with this giant piece of terrain, so I've got to go way back up there. And I'll finally start shooting again here. Let's just skip ahead a little bit. Okay, getting some shots off. This is good. So, you know, when you're a light like this, you got to really pay attention. I could see that he was looking at that guy. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a bad back shot. Thankfully, the PPCs do mitigate that. But yeah, I'd like to see myself using the jump just a little more here. I think I started thinking this is too hot. I'm going to move again in a second, but I should be getting a few more shots, I think, in this position, because I think that was fine, especially if I'm jumping around on low ground here. This is... I know I missed that one, but that was still potentially a pretty productive angle for me to hold. Instead, I'm going to use my jump jets to go up here. I don't hate this either, especially since I am starting to see targets, but, you know, where am I going to go here? Oh! Am I going to expose myself to him? It looks like it. But this guy is just asking for it, and I'm glad I managed to clean up that one kill. Securing kills in this mech is... you know, you got to take it when you can, but it doesn't go for the holding angles here. But here I'm not exactly holding an angle and suppressing. Like, I could actually imagine, like if I were right here, I could probably be getting pretty good angles with this rock as cover from anything at a effective range for the PPCs, and you know, I could be fulfilling that goal of just laying down fire. But here I'm a little bit flanked. This guy is not popping out too much because he's shooting at my teammate, which I should probably realize, you know. Let me just talk for 1 second about tanking in this game. This light is currently tanking a bunch of fire. He's tanking the attention, more importantly, even if he's not necessarily taking damage, if he's dodging a lot of it. How good that is depends on the team's ability to shoot the people that are focusing their attention on him. So, like, I'm glad I'm at least getting out here and exposing myself a lot, because that guy was focused on the other guy, right? And I need to be exposing myself while that's happening in order to maximize my damage. So you can see we're getting in a little bit, but I think that jump revealed that there's a little too much heat over here for me, and I want to find some more cover, and it looks like this giant rock is going to do precisely the trick. But I didn't realize when I stepped out here is that this guy is just getting toasted, so he doesn't really count as a threat. Black Knight, main threat. This guy, I believe, might have some LRMs or something. Are those missile pods on there? So I'm thinking, as long as, you know, he's not getting the consistent locks, if I have some cover, I actually shouldn't worry, and I can probably immediately focus my one-on-one efforts on him and or that assault that's engaging right there, but he just got taken out. So better off if I were to refocus. But yeah, I guess I gotta wait for that Black Knight to expose, so I'm gonna get a little further up here to try to get some shots off. That's good. But now this Black Knight, you know, this is like a sort of trade where, in theory, even without cover, I could do okay with good movement mechanics, jumping a little bit. It will be hard for the Black Knight to spread his damage in one spot, whereas I can, you know, at least get the full volume off if I hit, the full damage off if I hit. So you can see I'm getting a little bit of good damage here. This is not bad. Missing some shots. But I really wasted a lot of damage potential in the beginning of this game. 7-6, we do still have a game here. I've like contributed a little bit. You know, I've added some damage here, but I wouldn't say this is an excellent game. This guy is like, I want to kill him, but I think it's highly unlikely that I'm going to hit something from this range, so I'm almost just, I pre-fired there. I like was essentially just trying to suppress him so that I could focus my attention elsewhere. I don't know if that was good, though. I think it looks like I don't have much else. I think I was seeing the mini-map, and I thought, I didn't realize where this guy was.
Target spotted.
And I was hoping I would be able to get some shots off on him. And this guy also highly will. I maybe even should spend more time just trying to get these lights legs, because they will potentially be like the main problem of the match. But on the other hand, you know, if I want to get a good score, I'm better off farming damage numbers on mechs I can actually hit. But yeah, I think we're gonna see this is starting to get cleaned up. 9-6 now. We're 2-1. I think this light is just like partying here. It takes forever to kill. I think I'm a little close for the PPC range, so let's flip it back off. Oh my gosh, missing every shot. But I think I do get the kill on him eventually. Right through the legs. We'll see how much team damage I got at the end of this map. Hopefully it won't be too bad. And we do a quick cleanup here. I don't know. I'm not going to pay too much attention to the end. I think this is not going to make you guys sit through people stalling out these games, which fortunately sometimes happens. So, yeah, this was a good showing. I got 2 KMDDs. I'm guessing it was one of these guys that I was shooting in the beginning, and maybe that flea at the end or something, but you know, I don't think I really carried the game here by any means, but this was a decent game. We definitely got the PSR up. Let's record these stats about it. 495. 2 kills. 8. Yeah, so this is what I want to start thinking about, these notes. So I'm going to take some high-level takeaways from this game. Scouting early. They use more movement. I did not really get that early scouting info. Too afraid when ran away. Oops. Far. I mean, I was really far from the team when I initially did this runaway. Like, I'm thinking these guys are not helping, which is true, but still, I maybe like right here I could have easily peeked. This is just, you know, why didn't I go up there? Why didn't I just look right around there? What was I doing? So I think I need to be a little more focused on getting shots off at times like that. Yeah. I think position more on the flanks, maybe. I was kind of in the center of my team for a big part of this fight, like even right here, but like, you know, this is good trades, but you know, I eventually go over here, but actually even over here would have been, in the end, a really good spot to just, I bet I would have denied some angles for them. So, but actually, I think this goes back to when I'm saying, but when good trade, I have good trades, I gotta stay with it. Sorry if you guys, my keyboard's too loud. But we got a lot of games to get through, so let's move on to the next one. I think I did learn some useful stuff just from that. Looks like we got a Rubelite Oasis game here. We have a Domination game. So, you know, I wouldn't mind touching the circle just to prevent the points, especially since I have a fast one. It looks like they already got a decent amount. Looks like I'm doing that. I like that I'm on the high ground here. Yeah, shoot the UAV, good. So they can wrap around to that side, and the team is not supporting this, so I'm almost like got my ass to where a light could be, in theory, going right now. So, you know, our team spawned out here, and we're doing this, and we can imagine the other team might be doing something like that. I'm glad I'm relocating. I think the high ground here would probably be the place to go. You know, I could maybe take some trades there, but the thing is, like, it'll be so easy for me to get flanked while trading well, and then I will end up with very low damage. But this is looking like a short replay, huh? Let's find out what happens. It looks like I chose to go to the low ground here.
Target spotted.
I think this is kind of bad because I have the jump jets. I would be better off somewhere I could use them, and it looks like I'm eager to get some damage in, so I'm coming up here to get a shot off on this. I don't see anyone, but I'm not really checking, and ooh, I do get some shots in the back, and now it looks like I'm powering through all the way down here, and I found a little bit of safety. Ooh, but how am I going to get out of here? Because the problem is, like, if I go up here, they're, like, potentially sitting on this ridge, able to shoot down through here. Maybe I should do that. But now I'm seeing these guys on the map here, and I'm, like, thinking this is bad. So I'm at 90% currently. Let's get out of here, go back the way I came, maybe. And took a little 2% there. That's not bad at all. And, look, I actually made it back with pretty full health. So this is not looking bad yet. But I mean, this is clearly not my place to trade. I am way too long range for this. I mean, I could get lucky on shots like that, but I gotta get somewhere. I mean, I gotta get within support range of the big bot boys here. All these teammates down here. Like, I could, you know, be getting angles, but oh my god, I just got lit up from behind, and that is some big dudes up there. And oh, that's how fast you can die, even just blue lasers. This mech has good armor, but it has very bad structure, and I just got completely cored from behind. Yeah, I mean, this is a terrible game, huh? But I did want to show it because I think I can learn something from it, which is that, hey, I should have never gone to the low ground here. Let's put this one in the docket. I don't think I'm even going to know the assist because I don't think I stay the whole time, but let's just assume it's 0 with that 14 damage done. Very bad game. It's like getting a 0 on your test where it probably messes up your score for quite a while. So I think, you know, the lessons learned here, don't go low ground to start. Why is the low ground bad? Let me just talk about this for 1 second here. What's bad about it is, like, they get to choose when to engage or not. So, like, in this position, anyone can just walk up here and shoot me. And we see this happen when I'm coming back, right? These guys, this flea is just popping up, taking some shots, going back. He's got all the speed in the world. It's easier for him to decide when to engage. And then I'm trying to get a shot, and this guy just drops down, and he's dumping his micro pulses on me, and he can just disengage right there. I can't choose the timing of those engagements. He gets to choose. And you really want to be in a position where you're the one dictating, I'm going to choose to peek right now, and they have to react in time, and if they don't, they're going to take extra damage, which is what that guy just did to me. And you know, I want to be the one doing that. So I don't want to be stuck here. You know, even if I use my jump jets, if I had really short range weapons, this could be okay because I could peek up, you know, with my jump jets, blast them in the face, and get a good trade off. But that's not what I need to be shooting a lot if I'm going to be getting this. And so I need to be seeking out positions that are going to let me shoot a lot. This is not one of them. I'm not going to be able to survive those trades. And I'm dying here, so that's what I mean by seeking high ground, and why it's good. So at least in this game, you know, there's a headshot advantage in other games for high ground, but that doesn't really apply to MWO. But high ground's still really good because of the choosing when to engage or disengage. You can always go from high to low ground, but you can't easily go from low to high ground. Like if I have jump jets, but I couldn't just teleport up there. Anyway, so the lessons learned: don't go low ground on the start. I think really carefully watch even long angles on a retreat. Like, I didn't really look at the people that were shooting me right before I died here, right? I took like some back and I was like, oh my god, they're really far away. Let's just try to evasive. But I didn't have to rotate. I could have kept my torso to the side. I could have made it way harder for them. And I had a lot left into the tank this match. All that front armor could have been spent. And yeah. So, on retreat, especially regarding back exposure. But yeah, I mean, this just goes to show how easy it is to just have a terrible game here and get completely owned. But you can always just go on to the next one, which is what we're going to do right now. And it looks like we got a Grim Plexus map. Grim Plexus. What is the praxis for Grim Plexus? It is the same thing it always is. Holding angles and trying to just spam shots. Let's jump ahead a little bit. Looks like I'm hovering around the middle. So yeah, I don't mind my like jumping around. I'm not going to press in too deep because remember I'm going to stay in scouting range, but I am going to try to get some blocks, stay in support range, and some early shots if possible. Like, yeah, I think I just saw someone going up there. Am I going to shoot? Or no, I'm just going to go a bit. Looks like we are getting some shots off here. Little outside range, so 750. We got 675. This guy's actually taking quite a bit of damage if I do hit him. And I don't mind taking these shots at all. I mean, this is... I got to just spam these, right? Like, I might miss a lot, which I'm doing, but if I take enough shots and just keep that heat, keep my heat going, cooling down, you know, if I could get that up, that's when I'm going to really start seeing some damage numbers in this mech. If I can consistently be shooting and, you know, occasionally hitting. So I like that I'm taking more shots here. I think I should keep doing this. I'm going to just keep going here. Let's see.
Thanks.
Look at that. How much damage did he just do to me? I got him with a full shot, and he got me with his full salvo too. I've been hitting him repeatedly, and he hits me, and he does 4%. I think I freaked out like a little more than I should have there when I stopped spamming him, because that guy was ripe for the shooting more of, and I don't think he liked those trade. But there's plenty more damage to be had up here, and I don't actually mind this at all either. Yeah, I mean, just keep spamming that guy, right? This guy is like the easiest target. He's not even moving. It's kind of unlikely that he's going to get a lot of damage on me. The thing is, he could just take off my arm if I do take one bad trade there. If he's got, I don't know what weapons he's got, but... Okay, am I going to notice these lights in the back line? That would be really good if I did that.
Target spotted.
But it doesn't seem like I'm going to.
Sorry. Target spotted.
I did get a little shot in the back, but that was my fault, so yeah, I think I apologize too. I'm finally noticing these guys.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
And look at this UAV right in here. This guy just ran through everyone, but I mean, it's a little speed demon, so it's gonna be hard to catch him.
Fuel at 25%.
Honestly, I think I could just go back and start shooting there, but you know, I can't complain too much about this game so far. I like, this is great. I even locked him. I think I need to do that a little more often when I can, and if I could just focus that left torso, that would be really good. But okay, he's out.
Target acquired.
So like the thing about this mech is like you can kind of see that even with the jump jets, it's really hard for me to use the heat. So I gotta just try to keep shooting, and that's why I think it's so fun because I love just shooting over and over and over again on this guy. But I think I need to get out and start shooting again.
Target spotted.
Missile.
I think I shouldn't follow this light. It looks like he might get toasted by, yeah, the LRMs that came in and finished him off right there. I could see those flying in towards him, so.
Target acquired.
Yeah, I'll just keep going through. I think, like, you know, I'm staying with the team here, but this is good. Like, I actually got a lot of damage in.
Target acquired.
This angle
Critical.
that I'm kind of holding was good. This is good here because he's,
Critical.
like, if you've been this guy in this spot, you know, the team's down, you're really far forward, you don't know where the enemies are, he is probably freaking out, and I could probably spend a little more time on him. But I am also giving him an opportunity to actually, like, redeem himself and get damage on me, and it looks like he's not afraid to chase me, so if I could get him to do that more, that's actually better. Get him to chase me into some supports here. Some heavy support I've got. Oh, 7-8. This is getting very close.
There you go.
At least we got one shot off on that guy, but they're popping out all over.
New target.
Okay, we got one component off that guy. But I'm getting shot now from I don't know where. And actually, ooh, what happened to my core here?
You left.
I guess I've taken some back shots already. And oh, I just lost my center armor, and so I'm feeling very exposed. I guess I was sharing armor okay here in terms of tempting some mediums
Critical.
into range and taking some attention here. And yeah, 636 damage is pretty good, but 0 kills, 6 assists. Let's just see how the game turns out. This is the damage number where even on a loss you likely get a PSR up, though my rule for that is
They're closed on those missiles, huh?
usually if you're in the top 2 scores on your team, the losing team, you get a PSR up, and it looks like I was indeed on this one. I'm still not going to say I played amazing because we lost for one thing, and I think for this game, you know, I did play this okay. There were times, like, maybe I'll say keep an eye on how much incoming damage fire. I might have, like, stuck around in some positions a little longer and done even more damage if I realized that, like, I wasn't taking much on the return, like, versus this guy right here especially. Like, this was a chance for me to spam this on cooldown because he wasn't moving, and yeah, so that did
New target.
not very much damage. I took more damage there by a lot, right? So, like, why am I going back to that? A little bit can still be okay trades, right? So I should have kept trading there. One little theme is, like, lots of damage but missing kill confirms. I think, like, focusing on target locking the people I'm shooting and figuring out where to shoot them. I didn't notice myself doing that a lot in that last game. Let's pay more attention to it going forward. I do have a lot of games to go through, so let's keep going. I think that's enough lessons from that one game. I mean, we still got some useful stuff out of it. And where are we now? We are on this, what's it called? Arborian Valley? I don't remember.
On the left side, box 4.
So typically what happens in this map, right, is that you will have snipers and the team sort of taking the high ground. A lot of the team is going to go along this ravine area outside of the city. I kind of want to explore being a little more in the city with some mechs, especially short-range ones with jump jets, but There are a decent amount of cover opportunities here, but you can see I'm going to more focus on this valley on this side, and I'm expecting a lot of the enemies to be in that valley just because it's kind of the standard. And we can see the team doing that. But we do also have two people kind of poking the bottom of their hill thing, and that can be a dangerous place to be, but you know, soak 'em where I am. But this is what I dream of here. Low signal, but this is where I want to just keep on shooting over that little gap. Oh yeah. Oh, see that? He just took the full salvo. And this is what I mean by like they can't really return fire, so like
Percent.
enough of this and they're gonna want to stop standing over there, and they probably aren't gonna want to press in either. So, oh yeah, and that's why I like the extra jump jets. Did you see that? I mean, just having that little bit of extra jump juice let me get that shot off. This is like the execution of the game plan, but as we're getting flanked, so actually, what do we do? Take cover and shoot the flankers, call them out. This is good.
Target destroyed.
I'm trying to move evasively because I am getting shot at. So this is also really good tanking for the team. I'm really happy with myself spreading this damage out, and you know, even though I'm low light, I do have a decent amount of armor as long as I don't get shot and cored from behind like I did in that last mesh. I think I called out Delta, who's just charging him completely suicidally, it seems, because like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't realize that the team is going to have a giant concentration of force in this valley like every game, but and this is what I want to be doing. Back to this is great. I think I see this UAV here. Hopefully it doesn't make me too nervous. I mean, it does let them be ready, but like, even if he's ready, he cannot trade favorably with me when I have the pinpoint and he's got the lasers.
New target.
So this is why you go for the PPCs on a mech like this. Even these little tiny things, you know, if I could do enough of this, this will accumulate the damage and it will annoy the ever-living crap out of the enemies that are just sitting there and taking random damage and being like, I can't even shoot back. People hate that. Looks like that guy's doing it to us though. Am I starting to worry this angle's not fruitful enough? Am I taking a different approach here?
Experiencing some losses. Don't get sloppy out there.
This has been a good start to the game, and I'm still at pretty high ammo. Let's see how it goes. It's not high ammo, high armor. The team's still intact at 4-3, but I'm getting a little bit away from any cover from these missiles. That was a painful missile salvo that I just took,
Airstrike.
which I didn't have to if I was more in cover. And now I'm getting lit up from behind. Where the heck? This is all these UAVs,
New target.
and I'm not shooting them down, and I'm not in cover. And apparently I'm going, ooh, taking a big jump and taking some leg damage on that leg that's already hurt. This is, and now they're peeking out here. Yeah, okay, at least I'm in position to shoot this. This is okay, but, and we're at 6-5, so very close game. Good shot. But now I'm in trouble because this guy's here. And look at that, my assaults have rotated away. And they're rotating into the enemy down there, but I am out of support range. At least this might be a situation where I'm tanking effectively because I'm distracting multiple while my team also has a gangbang scenario going on right here. So I'm getting gangbanged. Someone out here, they're like focusing on me when they're about to get rolled in. This might actually be leading to a team victory, even though I gotta just try to survive. Basically make this guy take as long as he can to kill me. Because my team does have a local advantage. And you can see I got all three of them on me. This is bad, but if they can get that kill, maybe. Only 234 damage, so I guess that goes to show. I wonder if I was within min range on any of these. I think I hit some of these. Let's take a look at some of these jump shots in the beginning. This is definitely okay range. Maybe more of that's hitting the terrain than I realized, because that's a pretty low damage number. But I do think I at least succeeded in annoying the crap out of them, and it looks like we did get the victory. And so, yeah, you can go in to see why I think this tanking, even though I'm not really doing any damage and these guys aren't getting damage, but the advantage is that my team is getting damage, just not on the people that are focusing me. But it's still, if you look at the whole map, right, like this is potentially a favorable trade for the team. And you really should think about that when you're tanking. Like the worst case scenario is that the team is all hiding and doing nothing and you get ambushed and gangbanged like this. You know, that is zero value to the team, but at least I'm preventing them from defending their friend. So let's put the numbers in here. This is, you know, this is kind of like what can happen, I guess. If you're not missing the shots, you get the win. You annoy the crap out of probably some players who just get pissed off at you, and then you do like no damage if you don't hit your shots, but it's still okay. 234.07. 234. Terrain, eating shots, and not. I mean, even though the damage was really low, I do think I had a good impact this game. I'm trying to think of what I could have done better. I don't think I realized how safe I was in this position back here. With the heavy cover from the LRMs of those giant high hills. And when I moved out, I got locked on by the UAVs and I took so much damage. Let's actually just see how much here. So I'm at 87
Acquired.
after this like side push has happened. And then,
Target
yeah, I'm taking good shots and then I go
at 0%.
back a little bit. I'm still at 85. And now I'm taking the missile hits, and that's down to 76. Yeah, so that was like the biggest hit of the game. And then I took one other missile salvo, and now I'm essentially in, you know, and then killing my own leg. Oh, why was I going this high?
Critical damage.
So I got shot in the leg while I was up there, and then
Target acquired.
Half depleted.
and then I was trying to support him, and he just died, and now I'm overstaying my welcome, which I guess I didn't realize the first watch
Target
through.
acquired.
Because this is the NASCAR in miniature right here, right? Like, it doesn't have to be the whole map, but right now we're having a little mini NASCAR around this hill, and I'm at the tail of the NASCAR, so I should realize that I'm going to get overtaken by lights, and I should be getting out of there. My leg is too weak, and this guy's here already, so... And here, I should be going back that way. I could have gotten support. So, even though that was a good game, still stuff to learn. What the heck? Get out of here. Develop tools. Beware leaving high cover even to seemingly safer areas. And when, you know, I guess always have escape plan towards team. I think I could have survived this end, you know. He's probably going to grab my leg as soon as he locked me, if he's a good player, and I think he was. But, you know, I could have at least let this guy get some free shots on the light that was chasing me for a minute or however long it took him to finally, you know, get me. Like, but it's okay. Let's go on to game number 6. So it's 6. This is 5. We got quite a few games. Let's see what's happening on this one. So we have a situation on this map called again something Viridian Bog, and we have another domination map. And so I'm expecting the rotation sort of around the circle, the NASCAR. So I'm kind of expecting them to push through here, which is why I'm probably going to go over to try to like hump the terrain here with my jump jets and get a few pop shots. I'll slow down that rotation a little bit. I'm kind of hoping my team's going to coalesce here, because if we do the normal NASCAR, like the normal NASCAR here, I don't think we're going to be in the circle. So, yeah, this is potentially, I don't know which side's better here. These sides of this map both have disadvantage. This is very asymmetric though, because they're going to naturally NASCAR in the circle and we're going to naturally NASCAR out of it. But this ravine that they're pushing out of is probably not great either. So I'm getting some scouting info. This other light, you know, he's also doing God's work, because no one would have any idea about the location of anyone without him. I like that I'm checking this area, because this is like here we go. We see someone. Can I get a shot off? Please? Yeah. Okay, and that's exactly what we want to happen in this thing, right? You got no damage on me. I got the damage on him. So we could just keep doing that. But I'm probably getting nervous, because look at the team. I know there's a lot of guys coming. So yeah, I got to get the hell out of here. Drop the UAV, which is actually good. Let's get the hell out of here.
Right here, Echo 5 on top.
Didn't take too much damage. So let's see. I'm trying to get another angle, and I'm still away from the team, but this is potentially a spot where I could, you know, get a lot of free shots. So let's see what happens.
Bad.
Immediately engaged on by those guys, and I'm just like, I don't want to worry about that. I think there are plenty of spots around here that I could, in theory, be shooting without taking that responsive fire. Okay. Missed the spot I was going. These little time costs all cost damage, but at least I'm at a spot where that guy with the blue lasers can't see me anymore, and I can now start trading with this stone rhino, who also has blue lasers, but you know, at least but yeah. So this spot was also shitty, and let's think about why that is. Because I have this tree as cover, and I can use that to easily defend like one side, but all this stuff, if I get locked on, they'll be able to shoot me through these trees easily, and that is what ends up happening eventually after a little bit of trading. I'm getting shot from the side, and I can't use this tree as cover for both, so I got to get off of here, meaning this is not a great position. And it looks like where I end up choosing next is down here, because I just want to keep on poking that guy, which I think is okay. I can, like, as long as I don't overstay my welcome. I'm kind of impressed that these lights have managed to survive and keep this, like, you can see, like, we're still focusing on the objective a little bit. It's a little more line of sight blocking than I thought here. I wonder where would be good to go. A little more take the high ground if I could stay out of the blue laser range.
5, you know?
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
Trying.
New target acquired.
So this spot, like, I think because I have this light here, this is okay. Like, I'm really vulnerable to getting pushed in the back, but I think this is within team support, and this is like a really good angle for me. And as you can see, I shut down. He was probably going to get like a little flank or whatever, but he couldn't, because he just was taking free damage, and he didn't want to just keep doing that, right? He could have alphaed someone, but he didn't get to. And I've kind of shut them down from even using that section of the high ground, so that's nice.
Acquired.
And this is also potentially a good angle. Except I think I wanted to back up a little more, and look at that, I'm gonna hit. Oh god, there goes my frickin' right oh. Yeah, so quickly you can go from like being healthy to being ready to die in this mech. And I think I can feel it. I wanted to go further back, but I couldn't, and I should have immediately tried to figure out a way out of that situation, but instead I took one big hit. And another thing I could be doing in these scenarios is using the control key to like angle my arms further away. I think I could trade more there, even though that was bad. I just need to be further away and actually be able to fully back off. And yeah, like he's not going to take off my torso that quickly with those blue lasers. And this is great if I can get the shots off, you know. Except, yes, I do have to be aware of this rotation happening. So, hopefully part of my team is going to start pushing into them at some point. And, like, one of the ways to address the NASCAR, I think people like shit on NASCAR so much. It works. People do it because it works, you know. I could try to do like a delay action, right, and slow down. Like it's really like NASCAR because the faster side usually wins. Like the side that's eating the tail of the opponent usually wins because you're kind of flanking them. So if you can slow down their NASCAR by making them take cover, by preventing them from just charging right into the asses of your big dudes, then you can help win the game by letting your NASCAR overtake their rear before the reverse happens. But it's a really risky strategy. In a way, this mech's kind of really designed for it because you should be able to outrun
Juliet, kill him.
that their NASCAR. So I've rejoined the NASCAR now. I've gone to the middle, and I got an unlucky shot by that guy in a way. I think maybe I shouldn't have even taken that shot, but they were probably pretty aware of me because a lot of them had been focusing me there. So I think I did an okay job of tanking this match, except for that big hit that I took because I can back up all the way, right? Like, if I could have kept their attention without dying, that would have been a very valuable service to the team. But because of that one heavy Goss hit, it really opened me up. And I'm guessing that guy had my target information before. So that's part of why. It's probably, I don't know how much damage I even got. Let's just skip to the end of this game. See how the team's doing. It looks like we're winning. And like I said, the delaying action that I did, I think it looks like our NASCAR did end up crashing into their NASCAR, right? And now we get this melee. And it might partially be because I slowed down the tip of their NASCAR, but I did lose in the process my own health. And let's see, we got a PSR down despite the victory because he only got 192 damage. And no kills. So for this one, let's just think about why the damage was so low here for a second. Because, so I started off in an area that I couldn't actually hold. Like, it was potentially possible for me to take some shots off here. And what did happen as a result of this, like me and this other guy, this is already a massive delay on the enemy NASCAR in terms of affecting the victory, which I actually just wish the PSR system only counted if you lose or win, because I think it's really silly that they even try. Like, it's so much hubris to the devs to think that they could actually account for all the factors that make you win or lose. Like, this delaying action, how could you code something that rewards that? It's just, you know how you code it? You just code no rewards for anything except winning. Then whatever you do that contributes to victory raises your PSR. And whatever you don't do, doesn't, right? But they wanted to do better than that. They thought they could do better than that. And instead they end up doing worse than that. Creating incentives for things like farming. Oh my gosh, I hate the incentives of the PSR system in this game. As a player that just wants to have fun and win games, the incentive to farm is a whole other topic, but yeah, so I think of delaying NASCAR wins games but loses PSR. Like the only positions that I think were good here, really, that I held, like maybe what I could do is just give up on damage when doing this. Let's then focus on getting to good position to farm later. If I had gotten to a better position without taking that big Goss hit and losing my right torso and gotten way around, I still wouldn't have gotten a lot of damage because I just missed out on a lot of damage in the beginning when I was taking all their attention and running around, right? So that's what I mean by this. And I don't know. Do I want to win games but then lose rating every time? I don't know. It is what it is. I like doing it sometimes. It's definitely fun to just, you know, take people on little wild goose chases. But probably would have been more fun if I survived, which... If we're thinking about this position right here, where I engaged through this tunnel, I eventually took that heavy gosset. How did I get in here? So I never want to like go forward to somewhere that I can't back out of. And so what happens is I jumped over the cover that I couldn't back behind. So that was really bad. Let's just call that out. Jump over cover that prevented me from fully backing off. It caused a single heavy gosset. Well, volley didn't really kill me. And directly led to my death later. So, like, I think if I could just learn one thing from this game, because it probably is like, wow, that's bad. Because, like, look at this. Could I not have just ran around it? Couldn't I have just run around it? I didn't even need to do this jump in the first place. I was like getting these guys, but I was getting shots on that guy, right? So I didn't know where they were, and I'm just focused tunnel vision. Look, I could just go right around the side of this cover. I could have. Well, yeah. I guess be aware where terrain that stops movement, jumping over it. I was just lacking awareness of that terrain, and that was probably the biggest cost of this game. Okay, let's go along. So many clips here. So much to learn. We're going to Vitric.
Target spotted.
Love this map. So what'll happen in this map? Hopefully your team takes the high ground because you can just pop shots off on both sides if you do that. Oh, but it looks like our team didn't, and I am kind of alone up here, and I'm getting poked by a light. He only hit my left arm, and I'm at 7%, so I shouldn't really freak out too much here. This is kind of something I should do more of. I need to use the control key to do this intentionally, but angling so that they have to hit my left arm isn't a terrible idea. I think, yeah, if I should get onto the other side, because I don't know if they're on the high ground, but the team is not going to be able to support me if I'm getting shot from anyone on their team. That is going to get a shot right into my ass right now. If they were there, but so hopefully I'm going over to the side that my team's on here. I am trying to avoid this artillery because it'll take a big section out of my little light mech. And I don't know if I see that UAV on the minimap, but it's should be discouraging me from pop-tarting a little bit. But, I mean, maybe I could be getting more Pop-Tarts off there. It looks like... Okay, I got some team on the high ground shooting the UAV. I think I should Pop-Tart a little more here. I think I'm just looking for something else, but... So many misses. Oh, and this is the painful part. I cannot make it back up. I think this is going to be a bad game from that one mistake. Wow. Yeah. Oof, oof, oof. So, movement mistakes can be so punishing. I mean, I should have just been way more careful around that. Just note this.
New target acquired. Fuel at 25%.
So I really should have been focused on that.
Destroyed.
And now, even though it's still 0-0, I'm starting to feel like we're in trouble. Because I'm cored. The high ground's gone. It seems like wherever I pop my head out, they're looking at me. Which is not what I want in this mech. There goes the first kill
25%.
for them.
New target acquired.
Like, this could be... If I could jump there, maybe I could have hit that. But, oh my god, there's a lot of guys. They're all looking this way. So this is where, like... And now we're 0-3. So... the writing was a little bit on the wall when they took the high ground so much faster, but there's still a lot more I could do in this game. A lot more. And right now, I have just noticed, like, I don't know how many different enemies, but every single time I noticed one, they were looking at me. And the rest of my team is also in this direction. So where should I go? This poor guy is completely screwed back there because the team is NASCARing. I can't really protect him, unfortunately. I probably can't even get in a position to get any kind of shots off while he gets killed. I think the only thing for me to do is to NASCAR even harder because I'm so light here, so low. And if I could at least, I need to get in some position where I can start shooting without getting shot back at. Like, he's shooting back at me every time. That's not... I'm supposed to be using my speed to avoid that, and it's not happening. So, oh my god, another guy shooting back at me? Like this, I'm just...
Assholes, that's all.
Too exposed. Let's see where I go here. So this little low ground ravine here where I can get some pop shots off, which is good, but it's also
Good.
dangerous. And, oh yeah, that's scary. At least I got some support here that is probably going to be taking a lot of the heat.
Charlie 3.
But we'll see how long he lasts. Oh god, that's a lot of dudes. And now I know that this assault that I have is probably just going to get owned, and I can at least get some shots off while he's getting owned, but... Yeah, I'm also looking at 1-5 now, so... Probably phoning it in a little bit. I just want to get a little bit of damage in and... Ready for the next game. 165. I think the other thing is, like, so if they are always looking at you, you both gotta move.
We need you to pull through.
And, like, really think through where on the map is okay to go, because... Like, I guess this is already a little bit of a dangerous situation, but I should be trying to farm a little bit, poke my head over on this side. Falling down is obviously catastrophic. And then the full wraparound. If I could at least get them to have to look in multiple directions, you know, it makes it way harder to just shoot people when they pop up if they're in different directions when that's happening, so... Probably this was like the worst part right here. So what was the damage on this one? Pretty low. 165. Zero and 3. Ow. Well, that's good. The team didn't get any, but no, lost down. All right, let's move on. 3 more. Oh my god, why do I make so many videos at once? I should just do fewer batches, shouldn't I?
They're over in D3.
Let's figure out what's happening here. We got a little bit. So Hellbore as a light here, you know, the scouting. I should be able to do some scouting, so. And the jump ability, like, this is definitely a map I would choose on this mech because I like the arm mounts here. I like jumping up and down.
Target acquired.
Let's see, I'm watching them peeking out of the left side because even, you know, this is a map where they could rotate around the left, but they're not going to just rotate onto me because I will be able to jump over these hills and get away from them. So I feel a lot more confident stopping the leftward rotation here. If that even is a thing that's going to happen. I mean, the NASCAR rotation.
Target acquired.
And yeah, get some shots off on these angles. This is potentially really good. And when they do start shooting me, I relocate somewhere else, and this will give the team plenty of time to do whatever kind of rotation they're planning. So I like this positioning quite a bit. But we're hitting these shots would be even better.
New target acquired.
But I don't think what I realized here is this. Look, they actually already rotated past me. Wow, I'm slowing down this. Imagine what the enemy minimap looks like, so I wonder where they all are. And now this guy's down here. Are they thinking I'm just, like, completely suicidal?
UAV
That's a nice thing about being on the high ground here. At least I noticed that guy, but I should still be going back there. Timberwolf. That's potentially pretty scary. I don't know why I'm not, like, at least turning so they don't just hit my back. Okay, finally do. And they didn't punish it too hard. Yeah, I think it's probably decent that I'm going back here rather than just 1v1ing the Timberwolf. I'd better off helping my team. It'd be even better if I'd realized that back when there were 2 mediums engaging and prevented more damage on
Fuel at 25%
my teammates here.
is being tapped.
But this was a little late because that guy's toast already. And now I gotta go back and start finding more damage somewhere else. So, looks like I'm finding it. 900 meters is half damage. But we got him suppressed,
At 25%.
as in
At 0.
changing his decision about where to go on the map based on incoming fire, which is a big part of what I want to do with this thing. Keep people from going where they want to go.
Spotted.
I think I just got shot in the back, and this game is going to have a couple of annoying lights that I'm eventually going to find, and gonna get. So there we go. I see. I think that Vapor Eagle potentially is the guy who shot me in the back, or whoever that was that just jumped over there.
I'll try and keep them busy. Just keep popping them.
Right and eat
And look at this.
up high.
Target acquired.
I mean, it's a good thing we got some people defending our base, because they probably would have gone for that, huh?
Acquired.
So this is like a kind of good angle, but it's almost like they have the high ground because they're choosing when to peek. I don't get to choose when to peek, right? And instead I get engaged on by this guy.
Target acquired.
I don't even know what that thing is. It's just flying. That guy hopefully is having fun. Can I hit any shots? No.
Acquired.
Nope. But if I can hit him eventually, I'll be able to lock him, and then the team will know he's there, which does happen. And I noticed he's got a friend.
New target acquired.
I can shoot once in the back at least.
Spotted.
So ER smalls and an ER large, definitely scared. I'd be much more scared of normal small lasers than ER smalls, because the cooldown and heat on those is just insanely efficient. You could just keep firing forever and just get in on me. Doesn't seem to be trying to that hard, but this jumping down, like, it's like because I'm jumping so far out of position that he's not willing to follow me. Like, I think here too, right? I should probably be disengaging towards my friendly light over there. I don't know where I'm gonna go. Way off map. So like this 1v1 I'm taking, I'm just like slowing it down too much, right? Where I'm not getting shots, they're not getting shots. I'm probably lowering their score and my score. At least I didn't die. And we're 8-5. So, maybe the delaying action and them focusing, even though I'm not doing damage, because they're looking over here and they're taking damage from over here while the teams are rotating to their side, that is potentially a useful thing for my team. It'd be nice if I could shoot this guy and save my poor dude over there, but looks like, who knows? God, I gotta get all the way up here apparently. I'm within shooting distance, within min range, so that I can't hurt him. But yeah, okay, a little bit of freak out there because I don't know, it was good. He went up there and we did get to finish him off. So yeah, very glad I came over to help this light, and maybe that disengagement of that one-on-one was what let me do that.
Goddamn bullshit. Motherfucker never touched my goddamn leg.
Spotted.
So here, if I could go towards this guy again, or this guy, I want to coordinate with the team.
Why did you turn around when I came over here? You was over here just a second ago. I came over here to fucking help you.
I don't know who's even talking on the thing. Obviously, the team's so split up. It's so annoying. I'm gonna just skip ahead about people complaining. basically this game turns into these 3 lights or whatever at the end that are trying to get their little blink damage with their SMGs, and you can see that having pinpoint is actually really helpful here. I think I'm not going to get a ton of damage, but when I do hit them, at least it goes into one component.
But the other dude ain't even doing anything.
But yeah, I'm not gonna play out the whole long fight here, just because it's a lot of just jumping around and trying to shoot each other, and they're playing extremely defensively.
Because shooting them.
Which is kind of good if they want to win, but especially at this point, this guy should just run and kill himself. But yeah, 359, only the 1 kill, but probably was useful. What 9? Win. So I think that's a good team roll. Getting to look in other directions likely does contribute to victories. More mini-map attentiveness though. And I could have saved lives and done more damage, probably. Alright, 2 more. Come on.
Weapon.
We've got Canyon Network, one of everyone's favorite maps. Let's see what I'm doing here. So I immediately go towards the center, even though it's a skirmish, because in this new map, I just want to pop up, see them, get shots off, get the team an idea of where they are. So I like that I'm doing this. I haven't taken any damage yet, and look at this, I'm getting shots off. I don't even care that I'm missing, because I just want to optimize for my gameplay of being able to just shoot a lot. Like, as long as I'm shooting a lot, I'm doing the game plan. Yeah, I want to get better at hitting stuff too, but kind of the difference between MWO and other shooters is like you have a long time to kill, so it's like repeated engagements pay off. And look at how spread out our team is, but they're doing this traditional NASCAR, and we may have enough force to actually hold their NASCAR. And this guy is actually, they could easily have snipers over here too, but this guy's like kind of keeping my back safe and letting me get these side shots into them, and this is a really nice scenario. And from where I am in the center of the map, I can reach pretty much the whole map with my range, right? Like, I don't need ER PPCs for this. This is pretty much ideal circumstances for this mech. It looks like I'm getting more trades off. One thing I'm noticing, yeah, I locked that guy eventually, but I don't get a lock. Just gonna keep going here. Once again, I'm not locking. I don't really know where to shoot. I don't know who's weak or anything. I'm just getting damage in. It's occasionally hitting the terrain, but potentially this damage could be more effective, especially since I'm getting close to the heat limit. That kind of means that I have time to think. Remember, like, if I can just keep the red bar visible, I will kind of maximize my damage potential. So when you have the red bar built up a little bit, that means you can spend some time repositioning without sacrificing your overall damage. Or getting locks and figuring out, where should I shoot that guy? Where should I be hitting him? And he's probably not the best target because he's pretty fresh, but what about these guys down there? I mean, I'm getting lots of shots off, but they're kind of just charging through the suppression. Like, these guys aren't relocating due to my shots. They're just taking the damage, which is good on them. Imagine how good a cool shot would be here. Actually, I don't even think I need more cooldown mitigation, but if I just could have gone fully cool here, I could have been spamming so much more. Like, this is one of the only times I've actually kind of hit the heat limit on this mech. But, yeah, now we can see, it looks like, despite me shooting, we've had the enemy rotation crash into us. We've had this guy that was on the outside, he's gone on a trip and cleared out the last. This guy, who knows what he's doing, but it looks like through the tail of the mini-map, you know, we're at 5-6 now. I'm shooting, they're really balled up down here. They've been rotating really as a unit. And I'm guessing what's happened is that they have managed to crash into people, and those teammates were probably not able to have enough time to get their damage in as they were focused down by the big group.
We're taking critical losses. We need
I do manage to survive a really long time here. Like, look, I think I'm getting pretty low, but 5-8, I feel like I should be dead right now. But looks like hold out a little bit, and yeah, 539 damage. So we had a bit of time to shoot. Well, got 0 kills and 5 assists. I think that, and let's see if I even get the components. So I get no components destroyed. Wow. So that was a match where I was kind of relying on team to carry, and it didn't work. And I got a PSR out. This is, I hate this assist. I did not deserve it. I was spamming, but like, getting no kills and spreading damage across the enemy team while you lose. This should have been a PSR down in my book. I really think they should just have it be if you win or lose, but that's just me. Notes on this one. So, good damage, good positioning. Need to lock on and make that damage count. 0 components. So that means like no weapons destroyed even. We didn't reduce the offensive capability of the enemy. I think like one trigger, enemy pushes through suppression. So like I was shooting them at one point in this match and they just keep on walking here. Like, see, like I'm getting shots off, but it's not stopping the rotation. And you know, that's like a weakness to this mech. If they just push through, if they just roll all through, like, you're not going to be able to like punish it that hard. It relies a little bit on the psychology. So when that happens, what do I do? And you know, maybe the answer is like get behind them even more and get even better shots. Because like this guy, like, especially if I know, I remember there was like an LRM boat or something there. If he's going to sneak up, like I should get in there. I need to get some kills basically. I need to focus on finishing people off. You know, using artillery or airstrikes in grouped up positions probably also could have helped, but I'm not that into that. It's just not as fun for me as just shooting people over and over again, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I mean, it was an okay game. Not a victory. But I got some damage in. I got some shots off. All right, last one.
What?
Did I save the best for last? Let's find out. Doesn't look like it because we have a bad side classic Frozen City. I call this bad side. I don't know. I just think it's very hard to find a place to trade well on this side. Much easier for the enemy team to post up along this ship on the minimap and then down. They will very naturally rotate into this valley, whereas the natural rotation here is going through this cave, which is probably not a good idea ever, because then you're coming out of a cave where they could all shoot you if they're at all coordinated. Going across this ridge, which is also an option to them, just not a good idea either.
At 20.
So the enemy team has a much more natural rightward rotation here. Let's see if I manage to find any spot to do some kind of damage to them. I think I've had some success kind of in the low ground by that ship peeking up and shooting stuff. And maybe, like, yeah, so this is the issue, like, right here. At least I got a shot off, but they're gonna just, whenever they want, peek over the top of that ship and shoot us on that side. Like, this guy's peeking and waiting. And like, they have the control, right? Like, I can pop up and stuff from behind cover like this, but they have at least as much control as I do. And I just took 10%. This is actually not good trades, so I don't think this is the place for me to be. But, like, there's not really anywhere around here that I can take advantage of the range. Like, this is not a good spot. Maybe, like, somewhere back there, maybe down here. I'm not really long range, so I'm not going to just sit spamming ERs like some people at the very corners of the map. On this guy, at least.
Target acquired.
I think on the other side of the map, there's just a lot better places I've found to go to. Let's see, where am I gonna go? Getting some shot. This is what I mean about this area right here. I mean, you can sometimes get some shots downrange over there. Do I get some here? Like, this is such a dangerous peak, and it's like hardly even worth it. Like, right here, that whole time I could have got shot by anyone peeking over there. Yeah, I happened to get a good trade off, but every time I jump here, I'm exposing myself to so many people in order to get that one shot off down there. Like, that guy could have shot me. I should have been looking over there. This just goes to show also, like, people being in multiple sides of your field of view, really painful, and that's, like, why this is a bad place to put, because they can push up whatever they want over there, and they can push up whatever they want down there. There could be people pop-darting down there. There aren't in this map. And then you could also try this long flank down here, but that is also just a terrible strategy for this side of the map, so we'll see. It looks like we got a runner that came up that side, so maybe we can chase him down.
Enemy base is being.
Couple of leg shots, that's potentially really good. I think I'm missing a critical chance to shoot right now. And who dropped that already up there? Someone. Don't chase me, I guess. Yeah, and we're already 0-4. This game is, unfortunately, I haven't really done any damage and it's kind of over. Let's just get stuck on this rock to just make it even better.
Target spotted.
Target acquired. Fuel at 25%.
At least I got a buddy here. Got a buddy.
New target acquired.
Trying to get, we're separated off from the other team that's pushed over the ridge. No position to support each other. I don't know where did I just get shot? Yeah, and then I just get insta-gibbed. 109 damage. Absolutely, this can happen. And I still don't really have an answer for this map. I don't really know where to go. What would I have done differently on this map? It's too short range, a lot of these angles, like... Yeah, I mean, on the other side, I do think there's, like, just along this ridge is really good. You often see people walking through this city that you can shoot. There's another hill over there that you can easily abuse. Maybe just staying a little further back in the city and trying to
Target acquired.
get some shots off on people poking their heads over would be my best strategy.
At 25.
I think a lot of the time they look in this area that I'm standing right here, so this is why a lot of these early trades... When did I take 11% here? 98. That was the burn from that Black Knight or whatever, laser burn, did 10% on me. I don't know what that was, but that was brutal.
Airstrike online.
Made me not want to trade there. maybe a little further back. I could have kept on going. This push, like, maybe I could just be with the team and forget about my range advantage, because, like, and these guys aren't contributing either, so it's probably doomed no matter what, is I guess what I'm saying. But maybe I would have been better off sticking with the team there, trying to push over that ridge and get some shots off. At least, you know, having assaults around me means I won't be the natural, like, someone pop-tarts and they shoot me, because they'll shoot the assault next to me instead. Like, that guy's getting shot up right now. But how did they push through and there's still this dude right here? Like, are they in the cave? Or they can't shoot anyone? Maybe they are. It was a tough game. This was a tough game. I may not have been able to pull this one out with this mech. Something shorter range. Stick with the team. I really disagree with the tunnel strat for the most part, though. Actually, maybe as a light, maybe as this guy, I could try it. Like, what I could try is going through the tunnel, peeking at their backs, and then just running back. Because if I could just distract them and give the team a chance to, like, do whatever they're going to do, push over this hill and something without getting as bad of trades. Maybe these guys in the back, I think they probably are in a sniping position where they can see this line and hopefully respond to people peeking. And we could just make it so when they're playing that game of whack-a-mole, like, you know, if you're playing whack-a-mole, it's good if only one mole pops up at a time, because you can whack them every time. But if all 10 moles popped up at the same time, only once, you know, you're not going to hit that many. You can maybe whack one of them, but the other 10 are going to get back down. So that's why it's important to peek at the same time as your team. And that's why potentially it could do something by forcing them to not peek at the same time. But very tough game. Very tough game. Tough map for spawning on this side, in my opinion. Tell me in the comments if you have better places to go here. But let's finish it off with that one. You know, would have been nice to finish off on a nice win. One of the better damage games, but sometimes you gotta end on a crappy game with 100 damage. Hey, at least it's not that 14 damage game. Alright. Bad spawn. So patience. Try tunnel maybe. If nobody going through. Be ready to reposition. I mean, the more time I spend repositioning, the less time I spend shooting, so you're going to expect a low damage number if that's happening, but maybe try to get some early shots off and then reposition to tunnel if no one's going through it or if your lights have scattered it. The very end, I missed a dude that shot me in the back twice, but like, yeah, it was probably game already. Like, this isn't the mech that's gonna 1v9 the enemy team on that map. Like, maybe on a map where I could have more cover that I could run to and angles from longer distances, but a lot of the angles are short distances here, so there you go. Overall lessons that I would take from these games. I think this was instructive because we lost even though we did well, and I think that locking on probably was like more of an issue than I called out in the other games also, like, because there are lots of mechs with lock-on weapons, and I could potentially be bringing down LRMs on them by locking on. But also just targeting better. So, getting no components with 539 damage I think that's kind of objectively bad. I mean, it kind of means the damage is useless. Unless someone else contributed to it. We did get the 5 assists, but... Whereas like this game, I feel like I had a lot bigger impact, even though the damage was a lot lower. Even this game on Viridian Bog, I think I had probably higher impact. And we actually won the game, even though I died with only 192 damage, but... I really slowed down their rotation. I let our team out won the NASCAR basically. Whether that was entirely my fault or not, or at all my fault, but yeah, I think I kind of just need to like be watching the damage percentages. I need to stay in positions where I'm getting good trades a little longer. And, you know, I guess probably like a real reason I'm not climbing particularly here is games like, you know, losing really early here. This hurts so bad. Did I get really killed early on any of these other games? This one, I mean, this movement mistake was terrible. We started off in a really good position here. I bet I got like almost all my damage pretty early on. I mean, not a really good position. But we started off on the high ground of, and that is better than where we ended up when we fell down and took all that damage. So, yeah. So careful movement. You know, you guys have seen my aim. I'm kind of crap aim, but occasionally I can make the snapshots, and I just enjoy with this mech making so many shots and trying to hit everything. So that's like a long-term work in progress, but I don't think quite as rewarding as positioning improvements that I could still learn to make, especially if I could avoid games like this. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this coaching session, self-coaching session. This was pretty long, but hopefully you learned something. I definitely did, looking at my own gameplay, but hopefully I'll do a little better next time. And we'll be posting some other videos of some other mechs and other self-coaching, so please check it out if you're interested. Have a good day.